Guys, I think we might be bringing back good old Hollywood drama. Today, we're going to be talking about all the controversy surrounding Best Picture nominee Emilia Perez. I'm Real Slim Katie 25. Let's get into it. If you are interested in hearing my thoughts about the movie, I have a review. We posted it last week. Go check that out. But this video, we're talking all drama. Starting with the most recent piece of news. Old tweets have resurfaced from the film star, Karla Sofia Gascón. They're not great. Now, the actress has already deleted her X or her Twitter account. So we're basically looking at what are old screenshots, old pull quotes from news articles, etc., etc. And all I'm saying is, if you're deleting your account, why would you delete it if you feel so confident that everything you said is kosher? Also, trigger warning for Islamophobia. And this goes without saying, but none of these tweets reflect Geek, Gourmet, or my opinions on any of these subjects. Mostly there are a lot of anti-Islam posts discussing about the increase of Islamic people in Spain, and discussing Islam as if it's a thing that needs to be cured. Other notable tweets talk about referring to George Floyd as a drug addict, which is just in super poor taste, calling COVID the China virus. Just some very controversial musings. If you want to be a big star, why don't you keep any hateful comments to yourself? And I have no intention of censoring people, but as my wise kindergarten teacher once said, if you have nothing nice to say, keep it to yourself. Gascón says she deleted her account because she was receiving death threats, generally apologized for the suffering she caused minorities, saying that she's a minority herself, she's sorry to anybody she affected. She said, I am not a racist, and I'm not trying to pass any judgment here, but that sounds like something a racist would say. I'm just saying, most people who aren't racist don't go around saying, I am not racist. Just saying. If you have to defend it, then in the statement to The Hollywood Reporter, she goes on to say, I have defended each and every one of the minorities in this world and supported any event against racism, freedom of religion, or homophobia in the same way I have criticized the hypocrisy that underlies them, because the first thing I am self-critical of is myself. Now, I don't want to dig into her statement too much, because of course she made a statement. It'd be stupid not to make a statement, especially considering that she's not been kicked out of the Oscars race at this point. And Emilia Perez is still running a campaign as the most nominated film this year. But it is kind of weird to say that I've defended every minority in the world. But I think saying that you've defended every minority in the world is like a huge, huge overstatement. Like, that's big talk. What have you done? What have you done for every minority in this world? I don't think anybody expects any one person to defend every single minority in the world with every one of your actions. I mean, that's a lot of pressure and stress to put on somebody. You would have to dedicate your entire life to activism. And ma'am, you are an actress. So it is interesting. She immediately apologizes, but she'd never deleted the tweets. I mean, they were still online. So to me, this seems like not, I'm sorry that I said this, but I'm sorry I was caught. If she was actually sorry she said those things, she would have deleted them a long time ago. And if it were just the tweets, this movie probably would still be doing okay. And it's hard, right? Because we all want celebrities and actors to be great people. But the reality is, celebrities and actors are still people, human people who make mistakes. And if you want to enjoy your movies free of guilt, learn less. Be ignorant. Crazy take, but I digress. Let's get into the next bit. Emilia Perez has been criticized for its use of AI. Now, Emilia Perez is not the first film to use AI. It's not even the first film in the last year to use AI. Last spring, the first notable controversy was when Late Night with the Devil used AI in its graphics, as well as The Brutalist, another Best Picture nominee. Emilia Perez used AI to voice correct and help give Karla Sofia Gascón vocal range in some of the songs that she didn't necessarily have. I don't necessarily understand why you wouldn't just edit the sound and use AI, which is being heavily criticized in the arts as taking away jobs from people who can do those things already by hand. Unions are scrambling to fight for protections for actors and technicians and creatives all over that don't want their jobs taken or replaced by AI. But what's most interesting about this, I think, goes back to the fact that this is not a movie about trans people written by trans people. It's a movie about trans people not written by or for trans people. Because even after years of HRT and every surgery you can get, I know plenty of trans girls who have deep voices and trans men with higher voices. So why didn't we just write a song that the actual trans actress can sing? If we wanted this to be something realistic, Why wouldn't we just write something in the range of the actress? And I understand the director says this is not supposed to be a realistic film, but this just seems like something that could have been so easily avoided by just being truer to the actress's skills and vocal range. As a trans woman, I'm sure that outside of any elective surgery she may have had, that she is used to code switching and used to masking her voice in social situations. Why was this not good enough? I don't know. And if it was just that, it would be fine, probably. But it's not. There's more. At its core, even when it first came out, this movie was criticized for its depiction of Mexico. This is a French foreign film by a French director, even filmed in France, taking place in Mexico and about the Mexican cartel. And it was criticized for relying upon Mexican stereotypes, not even filming in Mexico, and for the broken up, jagged translations and dialogue. Now, obviously, I'm not Mexican, so I can't speak to that in terms of personal experience, but there is this comment on Reddit that I found particularly summarizes this well. Jan Chiquetto on Reddit says, imagine something for a minute. There's a movie about the leader of the Ku Klux Klan that decides to transition and leave his past behind him, going on to work for anti-racism advocacy groups and becoming a local saint-like figure. The representation of racism in the US and the reality is lived by minorities is heavy-handed to the point that it borders on caricature throughout the movie. The entire cast is Japanese, speaks broken English, full of ridiculous slang, awkwardly shoehorned into the writing to seem more American. That's sort of what this movie is like. Senor Mandiola from Chile says, and the broken English was clearly like thinking in one language and then translating it to another afterwards, as opposed to just being written in Spanish. Now, the director of the film has come out to say that this is not supposed to be a realistic film. It's supposed to read like an opera. And it's interesting because it doesn't necessarily commit to this. It feels like the film treats itself like a drama, but not to the point of caricature like a telenovela or a soap would. It doesn't seem that outlandish. And on top of that, the movie was also criticized for its depiction of transness. Karla Sofia Gascón responded to say, being LGBTQ, having those labels does not remove your stupidity, just like heterosexuality does not remove your stupidity. What bothers me is that the people that say things like that, just sitting down at home doing nothing. If you don't like it, go and make your own movie. Go create the representation you want to see for your community. Karla, the problem with that is trans Americans take up less than 1% of the population. That 1% of America mostly does not have the money or the platform to speak on those issues, to make the art that they want to see. And then when they do, and there's great directors like Jane Schoenbrunn who made I Saw the TV Glow last year, those films get completely overlooked. I also wanted to mention that a group of Hispanic filmmakers made a parody of Emilia Perez entitled Johanne Sacreblu, which relies heavily on French stereotypes and serves essentially as a mockery of how the movie treats Mexico. It's great. It's on YouTube. The link will be in my bio if you want to go give it a watch. And the thing is the movie is just not good enough to survive all of this. The performances are fine, but it is a confused movie that doesn't necessarily commit to a genre, commit to a theme, or commit to what they want to say to the audience. I cannot wait to see what the hosts will say about this in their Oscars cold open, because this movie just keeps getting talked about. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think it will actually take home any awards? Do you think it deserves all the hot water it's getting under? Let me know in the comments below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you like this video, me and my best friend Louie make videos like this all the time, so feel free to check us out. But my time's up. I'm gonna get out of here, but I'll see you guys soon. Bye!